Hi there, welcome to today's video. My name is May Twazan, and today we are going to be talking about part two of Praxis. And the reason I'm covering this is because a lot of us are not getting, for a lot of people, they're not getting the results they want, right? So it's like saying that you believe, when you ask them if they believe they can do it, they just easily say yes, they think they can do it. But then when you look at their results, they're not really the results are not really reflecting their beliefs. So yeah, so that's why I am covering this topic in 4 videos. This is going to be a 4-part video series. So yesterday I covered the first part, and today this is going to be the second part. So with that, we shall go ahead and get started. So yesterday, in yesterday's video, I left you with a question: what do you really want? So you gotta know what you want and be in harmony with it. It's when I say be in harmony with it, it means that, again, as we've covered in yesterday's video, and if you didn't get to watch it, you might want to go ahead and watch that so you will have a better understanding of what I'll be covering in this video. So, so yesterday we've covered about how we have to have our conscious mind and our subconscious mind in alignment. So our actions reflect both our actions reflect what we believe both on a conscious and subconscious level. So now I'm going to share with you a little like a couple of paragraphs from Neville Goddard's book The Hidden Power, and it's in the chapter Entering into the Spirit of It. So I have here just one sentence, but I am going to read to you a couple more sentences, just so it'll make more sense to you. Entering into the spirit of it. What a common expression, and yet how much it really means, how absolutely everything. We enter into the spirit of an undertaking, into the spirit of a movement, into the spirit of an author, even into the spirit of a game. And it makes all the difference both to us and to that into which we enter. A game without any spirit is a poor affair. An association in which there is no spirit falls to pieces, and a spiritless undertaking is sure to be a failure. On the other hand, the book, which is meaningless to an unsympathizing reader, is full of life and suggestion to the one who enters into the spirit of the writer. The man who enters into the spirit of music finds a spring of refreshment in some fine recital which is entirely missed by the cold critic who comes only to judge according to the standard of a rigid rule. And so on in every case that we can think of. If we do not enter the spirit of a thing, it has no invigorating effect upon us, and we regard it as dull, insipid, and worthless. So just to quickly give you an example, you may have seen people who dance, for example, right? You can tell if the person who's dancing is really into it, and the one who's dancing mechanically, like dancing and not really feeling the dance, like not really feeling what they're doing. So we've been awed by people who are performing really well, and they are really the ones who are into the spirit of it. So so applying this to whatever we do in our daily life, it's so we become one with what we're doing, right? So say for example, you're doing something that you really love, and people will see it, and you're happy, you're enjoying yourself, and at the same time you're providing value because you're doing such a good job of it, right? But then when you put yourself in a position where you're doing something you absolutely don't like, to put it lightly, right? When you're doing something that you absolutely don't like, you eventually you will, like, you maybe resent it not really resent, but it's something that you don't like to begin with, and and then if you continue doing it, one day you'll just really totally resent it, and you're gonna start not liking yourself. You're gonna start, you're gonna start not liking yourself because the way you're feeling towards what you're doing is not making you feel good, right? So that's what it means when Neville says entering into the spirit of it. So whatever it is you're doing, that make sure you are into it, that you put your heart into it. So that's why it's really important that you find something that you really love doing and do that. So here's another quote, which is I really love this. It says, "Our mission in life is to find our gift. Our purpose is to give it away." And this one is by Plato. So when you say our mission in life is to find our gift, so this gift is something that you naturally are very good at. You'll notice how sometimes you'll do something and to you it was really nothing. It was almost as if it was effortless. And then when people see it, people are just really praising you. People are really loving the work you've done, right? So you have a gift for it. It's something that something that you do very naturally and you're very good at it, and people are just really loving it. When and while others find it very difficult to do what you're doing, which you're naturally good at. So that is your gift, and now your purpose is to give that away. So if you're very good at something, that's your natural gift, and your purpose now is to share it with others. So, making the connection. So, you say you want it, right? The question is, are you willing and able? Are you willing and able to connect your emotion to your intellect? So, yesterday we covered how we are if we are to get what we really want, we need to connect our thinking mind with our emotional mind. Our thinking mind with our feeling mind. So that's what it means when you say connecting your emotion to your intellect. Because if it stays in your intellect, nothing much really happens because it's our emotions that push us to doing things, and it's our emotions that create the vibration that in turn attracts to us what we need to fulfill that, to fulfill whatever emotion whatever we're feeling strongly connected to. Are you willing and able to really believe you can do this, not just in your thinking mind, but you really feel in your heart that you can do this? Are you willing and able to work hard at silencing your negative mind chatter? So, this also includes people around you who are negative, but at the same time, when you are by yourself, it's really the thoughts that go through your mind. Do you have a lot of negative self talk? Do you have a lot of negativity lingering in your mind that, it keeps talking to you? It keeps telling you not to do this, it keeps telling you not to do that, or it keeps telling you you can't do something, right? So, are you willing and able to really make the effort to silencing that negative mind chatter? It's like, when it's telling you that you can't do something, are you willing to tell it to be quiet, right? Are you willing to tell it to go away and leave you alone so you can do whatever you need to do? Are you willing and able to get uncomfortable as you go through change? Because, you know, for us to get the results that we want, we need to make some changes. So the question is, are you willing and able to get uncomfortable going through that change? Are you willing to study, understand, and apply positive ideas? Because sometimes there are times that we would get we would get some good ideas, right? So as we do, as we, as we study and start understanding things, we start getting all these ideas. But the thing is, for a lot of us, these ideas remain stagnant. They don't go anywhere just because it stays in our head and we don't do anything with it. But the thing is, like, these ideas, they need to be brought to life. So are you willing to apply these positive ideas as you get them through your study, as and you start understanding, or as you start understanding how your subconscious actually works? So you have to be willing and able to believe and trust the process, to let go and let God. Because there are people who force things, but the thing is, force negates, right? Like, the more you force things, the more you push it away. The more you're like really forcing for that thing to be yours, you are actually really just pushing it away. So all you have to do is just trust in the process. Just know what you want and know that you will get it. You have that feeling of, you have that feeling of, like, you have that confidence and faith that it will be yours in due time. So you just let go and let God. I actually, there's growing up, I heard there's this one motto or quote that I see every now and then. It says, "Do your best, and God will do the rest." And I think that is absolutely true. So, are you willing and able to go for something huge and commit yourself to it? So, we're not going for just the small goals. We're not going for, you know, um, just getting, getting a new car or getting a new purse, or, like something, like, we're not going for anything small. We are really stretching ourselves, right? So are you willing to go for something huge and commit yourself to it? As in, when you say you commit yourself to something, you don't quit just because you're not seeing the results yet. You don't quit just because it's taking longer than you thought, right? When you're committing to it, it's like you are gonna stick to it until you get what you started the entire thing for. Say, for example, for a child, right? For a little toddler who's learning to walk. I mean, they are really committed to learning to walk. You don't see them quitting. You don't see them you don't see them stop trying just because they've fallen after they've tried, the first few times. So we should be the same. So when we are committed to achieving a result, we need to commit to it, and we need to be willing and able to commit to it until we've reached that, we've achieved our desire. Are you willing and able to do whatever it takes, as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, of course? So, it's something that, you're not stopping just because you have to do something that you haven't done before, or you need to do something that you're not really comfortable doing. As long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, you need to be willing and able to do whatever it takes. So if you need to step out of your comfort zone, then, you should, in your mind, you should already say, consider it done, as if it's nothing. So you have to let go of fear. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And that is so true on so many levels. It's like, I mean, we fear the unknown, and we fear to enter into the unknown, right? But then the thing is, on the other side of that is where all the good things are, like just outside our comfort zone, right? Things may be good inside our comfort zone, but imagine how much better it can be outside your comfort zone if we just stretch ourselves, right? And it's all about your belief system. So We have to understand and deal with our belief system on two levels. The first level being our conscious mind. So we need to see ourselves worthy of our desire. And we need to repeat affirmations to replace old negative beliefs. And I'll be sharing with you some affirmation examples towards the end of this if you need it. I'm pretty sure you don't, but if in case you need some examples of affirmations, I can give you some towards the end of this. So you need to evaluate your old beliefs and get rid of the ones that no longer serve you. Because when you think of it, you have a lot of beliefs that you don't even know where they originated from. It could be a belief from your, like, ancestors from like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Who knows, right? So, and it could be a belief from your parents, like a belief from, when you were growing up, you were hearing the same thing over and over, and you started believing it yourself, and without even questioning it, and now it's limiting you. It's holding you back from ever going forward, right? So you need to evaluate your beliefs, and just let go of the ones that no longer serve you. And the other one is our subconscious. So in your subconscious, this is your emotional mind. You know how I talked about how our conscious mind is our thinking mind, and our subconscious is the feeling mind. So when you say you believe in your heart, you don't believe. It's just not in your head. It's not just your thinking. You believe it. You actually believe it in your heart that you are worthy. And you need to emotionalize and embrace new positive ideas and affirmations. So it's not just up there, you actually feel it here in your heart, right? And so with the affirmations, let me share a couple with you. So just to give you some examples. So for affirmations, you can say something like, I'm so grateful and happy that my life is easy, relaxed, fun, happy, and healthy. I am a very happy and positive person, and I choose to be happy and I choose to be positive all the time. I have the most amazing life, and I am so grateful for it. I am blessed in many ways. I love that my life goes well all the time in every way. I am successful in everything that I do. So so these are just examples. So go for affirmations that that you can relate to. Go for affirmations that you feel in your heart is something that you really want to achieve. Just and really believe it. Not just I if your mind if your mind starts with a negative chatter, just shush it. Just tell it to go away. And then the thing is, like, if you don't pay attention to it, it'll die for lack of nourishment. The only reason that we constantly have that negative chatter is we feed it, right? We hear the negative chatter, and then we entertain it. So if you just ignore it, just like a plant, if you don't water it, we don't feed it, we don't give it sunlight, it'll die. So it's the same thing with our negative talk, right? We don't feed it, we ignore it, we don't nurture it, we just completely ignore it, and instead we focus our attention on repeating our positive affirmations, repeating new and positive ideas, and then totally embracing that, right? And then until it's really deeply embedded into our subconscious. So it's a repetition of positive ideas into our subconscious that will reprogram and recondition our mind. And so just allow your new belief system to move you towards the life you want. Because with your repetition, you know, if you repeat something, if you say something to yourself repeatedly, your mind will start believing it. I mean, think of it, growing up, you were hearing the same thing over and over, not even questioning it. And now, as a grown up, you believe it as true, right? So it's the same thing here, only this time you have control. You're controlling what you want to believe. So you write down all the things you want to believe about yourself, all the things you want to believe you can accomplish, right? And then repeat that over and over to yourself. And every time you hear the negative chatter, every time you hear the old limiting belief trying to stop you, trying to discourage you, just tell it to go away. Completely, not just ignore it, but tell it to go away and leave you alone. And then repeat your affirmation. Repeat your affirmation until the negative talk gradually dies down and just completely leaves you alone. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you find that helpful, and I will be back here for part 3 of how to work our subconscious mind to get whatever we want, to get all the things we want in life. So thank you so much for watching. Have yourself an awesome day. And if you find value in today's video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you back here tomorrow, or I'll see you back here next time. Have a good day now. Bye bye.